Praises belongs to the living God as we are continuing about our lesson of love. We are going to read in the book of Luke chapter 10 verses 29 to 37 as Jesus is explaining about love. Luke 10 29 to 37. But he, wanting to justifying himself, said to Jesus, "Who is my neighbor?" Then Jesus answered and said, "A certain man went down from Jerusalem to Jericho and fell among thieves, who stripped him of his clothing, wounded him, and departed, leaving him half dead. Now by chance a certain priest came down that road, and when he saw him, he passed by on the other side. Likewise a Levite, when he arrived at the place, came and looked, and he passed by on the other side. But a certain Samaritan, as he journeyed, came where he was, and when he saw him, he had compassion." As we are reading this story, this man asked Jesus, "Who is my neighbor? Who is my neighbor?" Then Jesus told us about a story of a priest, a Levite, and a Samaritan. Right now, when you read this story, a Samaritan sounds so much. That's why you find most of the organizations are named the Good Samaritans. Those days, a Samaritan was among the misbehaved people. A Levite was considered a holy person, and a priest was considered as a holy person. But during the time of danger, this man was in danger, was injured by the thugs, by the thieves. But when these people came, a priest just bypassed and left. He did not help an injured person. He just continued. But in his mind, he thought that he's observing the laws and the commandments. But he did anything. He failed. He did not laugh. And a Levite was one of the selected tribes to serve in the temple of the living God. Even him just passed by. He did not help the injured person. He didn't. But when a Samaritan came, a Samaritan was known as a sinner. He was not religious at all. But when he saw an injured person, he felt compassion. This is an example of love. This is what Jesus teaches us about love. As we continue to verses 34. So he went to him and bandaged his wounds, pouring on oil and wine, and he set him on his own animal, brought him to an inn, and took care of him. I told you one time that love is about care. This man did not look at an injured person, but he took him, he cared about him, he poured the oil on his wounds and wine, he bandaged the wounds and put him on his donkey up to the inn and took care of him. That is true love. This man observed the first and the second commandment, but the rest failed because they were not caring. They had no love, though they were ministering to God. On the next day, when we read verse 35, on the next day, when he departed, he took out 2 denarii, gave them to the innkeeper, and said to him, take care of him, and whatever more you spend, when I come again, I will repay you. So which of these 3 do you think was neighbor to him who fell among the thieves? And he said, he who showed mercy on him. Then Jesus said to him, go and do likewise. Let me tell you, God is about humanity. When you hate someone, it means you are chasing away God from you. But when you love, you are inviting God to come into your life. You are together with God. You are moving together. Because I told you that you cannot separate God with love. And love is about care. It's not a lip service. He said, go and do the same thing likewise, like the other one. Love is not about someone you know. Because this Samaritan didn't know this man who was injured. He didn't know him. But he took care. And one thing we should know, we should love each other. Because in heaven, we have one place, heaven. Heaven, where we are heading to, one goal, and to eternal life. But when you hate someone, how are you going to be there in eternal life? Which means Jesus will say that, no, don't come in, because you hate the other sister and brother, you don't love him, you will not enter. You will miss eternity. God bless you.